YouTube vinyl community, Weezer fans, random people on the internet, my name is Giggins, and we are here today to talk about my entire Weezer CD collection. As you know, I've been a fan of Weezer for a very long time, since the Green Album came out. I think I was in like 7th or 8th grade when that came out. And in that time, CDs were the thing. Up until about 2012, CDs were basically what you bought. Unless you bought things on iTunes, but basically, most of my Weezer collection is on CD. I do have the records as well, but the hardcore stuff, the harder to find things in my collection are on CD. They had a bunch of 45s and stuff that I don't have on vinyl, which are really hard to find. But I wanted to show off my collection today, just to show you kind of what I've got, and it's still in progress. I build things to it every once in a while. I don't buy as many CDs as I used to, even though I love CDs. But I thought I'd show you off some of my collection, or the majority of it anyway. And I wanted to start off with a couple of Rivers Cuomo solo stuff first before jumping into Weezer, because it's basically, he writes most of the songs. So, Alone. I also have this on vinyl. And this came out in 2006 or 7? 7. And this was amazing when it came out because it had so much stuff from Songs from the Black Hole on here, which if you're not familiar with that, Songs from the Black Hole was going to be their second album. It became Pinkerton, which is a whole different animal, but the songs on that album were always in really bad MP3 quality files, and it's funny because like when Songs of Black Hole was happening, this was like 95, 96, and I first started hearing MP3s of that project in 2001, I believe, which in 2001, 1995 felt like 100 years ago. Now 2001 feels like a million years ago. But yeah, Rivers Cuomo, Alone, a great album, all kinds of good demos from him. I Was Made For You is one of my favorites. Super Friend, Longtime Sunshine, his version of Buddy Holly is on here. Little Diane, Crazy One, Lover in the Snow. This thing's loaded with hits. The second version, Alone 2, this came out when I was in college. And this one has even more songs from the Black Hole on here. A lot of it, like Oh Jonas, Please Remember, Come to My Pod. But it's also got fantastic stuff like The Prettiest Girl in the Whole Wide World, a different version of Paper Face, I'll Think About You, I Want to Take You Home Tonight, which is a good song, My Brain Is Working Overtime. This thing really takes me back to college. Wow. I might have to put this on later. And these two are pretty obscure these days. These are Not Alone, Rivers at Fingerprints in 2008. And I had a few friends actually at this show. I think it was in Texas. Can't remember exactly where it was. Maybe it was in Los Angeles. It was in California. But I had a few friends actually fly out to this thing. They're actually on the back cover here, which is funny enough. But the CD and the DVD, do they have the exact same songs? There's more on the DVD. But this was one of the first times we ever heard Getting Up and Leaving, which is a Pinkerton track that was never finished. But he did Devotion, he sang Butterfly, Blast Off. He did a lot of Pinkerton stuff, which again, for those of you who are not a Weezer fan, Pinkerton wasn't really an album they put a lot of focus into live or ever really thought about after it came out, because it bombed when it came out. Rivers basically disowned it for a long time, and throughout the first 10 years of the new millennium, hearing stuff live from Pinkerton was a real treat. These days it's much more common, but back then it was pretty awesome. He also played Waiting on You, which is pretty cool, and The Greatest Man That Ever Lived. But this is the DVD, and this is the CD, and these are a little bit harder to find now. I remember having to special order these, but I mean, maybe they're more common now, but at the time, they were pretty rare. All right, let's go into the Weezer stuff. So I'm going to show you a couple of Japanese copies of their albums that I have. So this is the Blue album. It's a Japanese copy. And I'll show you. It's on the very bottom. I don't know if you're going to read this or not. I think it says RCA Victor Japan. MCA Victor Japan. But I'll make it easier for you because the booklet is really cool. Because it's got the lyrics in Japanese. Which I can't read Japanese. I'd love to be able to learn someday. But very awesome. It's also got the English words in here too, which is cool. But yeah, this thing is, I don't remember where I found this. It must have been a used CD store somewhere at some point, because I have not been to Japan. It's also not going to stay in the case very well. Case is a little bit busted up, but yeah, really cool. Blue Album, Japanese copy. And we got the Red Album with a price sticker on it, but also a Japanese copy. And it's got bonus tracks at the bottom. So it's not really like a deluxe. I guess you would call it a Japanese deluxe edition. And this one also has an inlay. Which is pretty cool. Here's some CD singles. This is was it a British copy? Yeah, a British copy of the Buddy Holly single from '94. It's got My Name is Jonas, Surf X America, and the original Jamie off of the Geffen Rarities LP. But that's Rivers with his brother on the front cover. Leaves, Cuomo. We got the Sweater Song, which has Michael and Carly, a different version, oh, Suzanne, and Holiday off the Blue Album. Remember CD singles? These things were so fun. And then El Scorcho, which I've got several copies of this one, but I think one of them is actually sealed. This one's great. It's got Devotion and You Give Your Love to Me Softly on it. So, 3 amazing tracks on that one. This one's out of order, but this is my second copy of The Lion and the Witch. These were all numbered back in the day, and they were only given to independent record stores, which when this came out, independent record stores in my area didn't really exist. And if they did, they weren't getting new product in, because in 2002, no one was buying vinyl and no one was looking for exclusive CDs. Well, I mean, they may have been, but what's the number on this thing? 29,347. Then we've got a copy of the Sweater Song. This is just a green promo copy of the Sweater Song, which I think just has one song on it. And this is my original Blue Album that I bought in 2001, I think. But it's a standard Blue Album, nothing fancy about it. Pinkerton, which I also got right around the same time as the Blue Album. Which when I got this was only like a 5-year-old album. But again, it felt like a million years because Weezer had disappeared for a while. Yeah, here's my sealed copy of El Scorcho. So, same thing as the other one. This one is really cool. Oh, another El... Jeez, I have more of these than I thought. But this is another El Scorcho. But this is the Japanese Obi strip copy. Same track listing on this one as well. You Gave Your Love to Me Softly and Devotion. Check out the spine on that. It's pretty cool. Close-up shot of the Obi strip. This is going to be a long video. Sorry about that. This is one of my favorites, and you don't see this one too often, but I did a review on this years ago on my channel. The Good Life EP from Australia, which I think was only released in Australia. But this is great. It's got Waiting on You, I Just Threw Out the Love of My Dreams, a version of Pink Triangle, it's acoustic, and an acoustic version of The Good Life. But this is fantastic. You don't see this one too often. I can't remember where I found this. But this is one of my favorite Weezer rarities, if you will. Now we enter the Green Album era. So we got my standard copy of the Green Album. Nothing fancy. The usual Green Album stuff. Then we go into the CD singles. This is the Island of the Sun single, which I bought right when the single came out. I was on vacation with my family as a kid. Oh, I guess I was like 12 or 13 or however old I was, but yeah, very cool. It's got the, was it the Jimmy Pop remix of Hash Pipe, which is like a techno type of remix. But this has Island of the Sun, Oh Lisa, Always, the Hash Pipe remix, and the video for Island of the Sun, which has to be the original one with Mikey in it. Mikey was so cool. That's Mikey there. Then we've got another copy of Island in the Sun. This one has Oh Lisa and Always. Oh, it's the exact same thing. Okay. Except there's no Jimmy Pop version of Hash Pipe on this one. but that's cool. Then we got Hash Pipe, which has the Jimmy Pop remix of it and the Bloodhound Gang remix. What is that? What is that? Oh, Jimmy Pop was of the Bloodhound Gang. Shows how much I know or how much I've read this lately, but this says I Do and Starlight on it as well, which is really cool. This is a copy made in Holland. I like the picture of Pat on the front. And I do have a 45 of this one with Pat in the cover. And I think I've posted that on my Instagram. I think Instagram is my name, Giggins with an underscore after it. But this one's cool because it actually just says in stores May 15th. This is like before the album even came out. So I like that one. Then we got Maladroit, standard copy of Maladroit. Nothing fancy here. My number is 138636. Bought that back when it came out as well. This is... that's not them. How they got there. Keep Fishing with Kermit on the cover. It was so fun being a Weezer fan back in these days because you could buy these CD singles pretty regularly. You know, CD stores or music stores had a section of CD singles still for quite a number of years. Up until about 2006 or 7 maybe, you stopped seeing CD singles. But, you know, the 90s and early 2000s, super common. So this one's got Photograph, a live version of Death and Destruction, and the video of Keep Fishing. This is another Keep Fishing. I've always loved this cover on this one. This has a live version of Slob and a live version of Knockdown Drag Out. Slob is a song that dates back to around 2000. Their Summer Songs 2000, as they called it. Here's my original copy of The Line of the Witch, which I showed you already. This is pretty cool. This is when I got to see them. Actually, this is the last time I ever saw them live, in 2010. I saw them, I want to say I've seen them like 8 or 9 times. And the last time I saw them was at the Roseland Ballroom in New York City in 2010. This was cool. This is from their Memories tour. So the first half of the show was like B-sides and rarities and stuff. And the second side, or the second part of the show was all of Pinkerton, which they were playing for the first time ever. They also played the Blue album in full the night before. But yeah, a couple of interesting songs on this one. They played You Gave Your Love to Me Softly, Suzanne, and they played Jamie for the very first time since 1996 or 7 was at this show. And then, of course, Only in Dreams. But these were ordered off of the Weezer website at the time. They might still be doing this. We can buy the show that you went to. But December 18th, 2010. God, it was 10 years ago. I haven't seen that band live in 10 years. Unreal. Blue Album Deluxe. This was really cool when this thing came out. Got some really nice versions of some B-sides on here. Got this when I was about 15 as well. This is the tribute to Weezer, a bunch of other bands. So the Ataris, the Stereo, Dashboard Confessional, Midtown, Piebald. I mean, all these like early 2000s pop punk bands. That thing was really big at the time. These are pretty special to me. I made these when I was in high school. Because at the time, you know, downloading music was extremely popular. And so I would make my own mix CDs, as we all did. So this one was Weezer, Unused Maladroit Demos. So I just found a picture I liked online, made an album cover, and this is it. I wrote October 20th, 2002 on the back. Nuts. Here's what it looked like. This one was Weezer B-Sides. This was my favorite one, I think, at the time. I made a lot of copies of this one. Sorry, Weezer. A lot of friends wanted this one. So I made these a lot. These are the old CDRs with the black backs. Hope it still works. I haven't played it in years. But yeah, Michael and Carly, Suzanne, My Eveline, Jamie, you know, all the usual fare. This is album 5, my version, which is what we were going to get around 2002 or 3, and we had to wait several more years before Make Believe happened, and almost none of these songs were on Make Believe. Actually, none of them were on Make Believe, but we all thought album 5 was going to come out in 2003, and then it didn't happen. But this has like Private Message, Reason to Worry, Yellow Camaro, Mo Beats, Superstar, Sacrifice. This is a string quartet tribute to Weezer, which is pretty nice. This is the Vitamin String Quartet. Yeah. So they do Dope Nose, Buddy Holly, Knock Down, Drag Out, Glorious Day. They do a song called Weezer, which is an original composition. Then you got Make Believe, which a lot of people hate this album. I love it. I think it's great. This is the original version with the original version of Perfect Situation and We Are All on Drugs before it got changed onto this version, which is the standard jewel case version. So this has the single version. This is Perfect Situation and We Are All on Drugs. We're almost there, guys. Told you, it's going to be a long video. Many copies of 6 hits. I used to get these as joke presents. Basically, 6 hits. That's exactly what it is. I've got 1, 2, 3 copies of this darn thing. Can't get away from 6 hits. This is my deluxe copy of the Red album when it came out. Miss Sweeney is one of the best songs they ever did. This is my standard copy of the Red album. This is a Pork and Beans CD single. This is a Best Buy DVD exclusive AOL sessions of them live at AOL. So they do Perfect Situation, Buddy Holly, and Don't Let Go. The version of Don't Let Go on here is fantastic. This was at Best Buy at the time. All right, last group. Ratitude. Same thing we've always seen. Deluxe Ratitude, which just has some more bonus tracks on it. This was the second disc of the Blue Album Deluxe Edition. They just put a single disc version of it out, which I really like having just the single disc, so you weren't buying the same thing over and over again. This is a little bit hard to find now. Happy Record Store Day. They pressed a CD for it. But this says, I'm your daddy. I'm wondering if you're wondering if I want you to, I want you to. Why bother? Brain Stew and Buddy Holly. But I like that picture of them in the back in their soccer outfits. I always thought that was a cool picture, but I've got 2 of those for some reason. But it's pretty hard to find these days. Gratitude, Happy Record Store Day. Hurley, standard Hurley. Deluxe Hurley. Interesting time for that band. Death to False Metal, which is a pretty cool album. Pinkerton Deluxe, which came out, I think, on the same day as Death to False Metal, or right next to it, but we got a lot of good stuff on this one when this came out. It could have been better, but, I mean, there's a lot of live versions on here of the same songs over and over again, but hearing Getting Up and Leaving and Tragic Girl were pretty cool at the time. Everything Will Be Alright in the End from 2014. The White Album, which is one of the best things they've ever done. Love this album. So good. Pacific Daydream, which is okay. And that's it. I don't own the Black Album on CD. I don't own the Teal Album on CD. And Okay Human, I'm guessing there's a CD copy of it coming out. I don't know. Yeah, there is. It's on their website. So I might order that, but that's it. I have cassettes, I have records, I have other stuff Weezer related, but I just wanted to show my CD copies for right now of what I've got. So thanks for watching. I know it's a super long video, but wanted to make something as a record to show what I have. So if you enjoyed it, let me know. I might do more of these collection videos again in the future. Let me know what bands you'd like to see, and I can show you what I've got. So thanks so much for watching. My name is Giggins. This has been my Weezer CD collection video, and I'll see you guys real soon. Take care. See you later. Bye.